So game day quickly approaches, and we're with the head coach of the Mountaineers, and so this is a beautiful contrast in styles, isn't it? You've got you have been known to create the fast game of football, and Coach Saban, who pulls it back a little bit and plays a more conventional style. Intriguing, isn't it, as far as the mindsets go?
Yeah, it's definitely two different types of philosophy, so to speak. And, you know, the thing about it is, though, Tony, is everybody wants to make a big deal of that. The SEC is starting to get a little bit more used to that type of ball, you know, because a lot of the teams are doing that, obviously, with Auburn and Texas A&M and Ole Miss and Kentucky, and the list seems to go on and on now as far as how many teams are playing in up-tempo. The NFL's doing it as well. So I think we're better at it than we were a year ago because we got a lot of guys that are familiar with doing it, whereas a year ago we had a lot of guys that were first year in the system. So we should be a little bit better at it. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, you got to execute. You know, we got to get out there, we got to move the ball, and then defensively, we got to get our guys out there and stop people.
Right. One of the biggest themes that you've been talking about this preseason is the full complement of players, the experience that you now have, and as a result of that, you've got a complete playbook that you're able to use. How limited, looking back to last year, how limited was your play calls because of a lack of experience or personnel?
Yeah, it was limited. And the thing, you know, not just calling plays was limited, but how you can call plays. I mean, it's, you know, you had to have a little bit of success before you could kind of put your foot on the pedal a little bit, you know. So you got to have success in order to go fast. I mean, nobody wants to see somebody go out there and hurry up and punt and put the defense right back out there on the field. So we're comfortable with what we're doing. We're comfortable with how we're doing it. Going against a pretty good defense, you know, so we're going to have to punt. We're going to have to take our licks and just hang in there. It's going to be a four-quarter game, hopefully, and we're going to be able to wear them out and get some of those big dudes tired to where we can execute our offense the way it's supposed to be executed.
And conversely, they're going to try to do the same with you. They're going to have those huge offensive linemen. They're going to try to wear you down. So substitutions are going to be huge, aren't they?
Yeah, and again, I've talked about depth a good bit, not only just on offense and the familiarity with what we're doing, but defensively, we got a lot more bodies than we're used to having. You know, last year we played 14, 15 guys in some games. Now we got a lot more depth where we can put a lot of different bodies out there. We're up against a big physical offense, a good physical offensive line, and the backs are big as well, so we got to be able to play our butt off and then be able to get other guys in there to be able to do the same thing.
You know, we often talk too much about offense and defense. Special teams goes, you know, under the radar, and yet you go back and take a look at last year's game between Alabama and Virginia Tech in this game, and they have a kickoff return for a touchdown. They got one of the best return men in Brown in the entire nation. That's going to be a huge part of this as well.
Yeah, he's really good. I mean, it's polar opposites of where we're at. Our kicker and punter are back, but we got to get our return game going. They're just the opposite. They don't have a kicker and a punter back, but their return game is really good.
Coach, it should be fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.